The first time they laughed, I told myself it wasn't about me. Open office. Monday morning. Coffee machines hissing. Keyboard clicks blending into white noise. And then, laughter.
Sharp. Loud.
Directed. I didn't look up immediately. I didn't want to confirm it. But something in the way the room shifted, like a spotlight quietly sliding across the floor, told me everything I needed to know. Hey, Marcus said, not even trying to lower his voice. Did you see the report she submitted? Another laugh. She really thought this was executive level? That's when I looked up.
6 of them.
My team.
Smiling.
Not at me. At each other. But the space between those smiles pointed directly at me. I sat there, fingers frozen over my keyboard, pretending to read something on my screen. My name is Lena Voss. And that was the moment I realized I wasn't just invisible in that office. I was the joke. It didn't happen all at once. It never does. At first, it was small things. Meetings where my ideas were ignored, then repeated 5 minutes later by someone else, suddenly brilliant. Emails where I was accidentally left out. Deadlines changed without telling me. Then came the comments. Oh, Lena's still working on that? You might want to double-check her numbers. Let's have someone else finalize it. Someone else. Always someone else. Marcus was the worst. Confident.
Loud.
The kind of man who filled a room just by existing in it. People followed him. And when he started treating me like I didn't belong, the rest followed too. The breaking point came on a Thursday. End of quarter presentation. Big one. Senior leadership in the room. I had worked on that report for 3 weeks straight. Late nights. Missed dinners. Rewriting entire sections just to make sure it was perfect. When the presentation started, Marcus stood at the front. Smiling. Confident.
Prepared.
With all due respect, he said halfway through, we had to redo most of this analysis. My heart stopped. He clicked the next slide. My work.
Changed.
Numbers altered.
Conclusions twisted.
This is the corrected version, he continued. And then, he looked at me. Not subtly. Directly. As you can see, there were some initial misunderstandings. The room turned. Eyes on me. Judging. Measuring.
Dismissing.
I opened my mouth to speak. Nothing came out, because in that moment, I realized something terrifying. This wasn't a mistake. It was planned. By Friday, it was official. Performance concerns. That's what HR called it. I sat across from a woman who refused to meet my eyes as she slid the document toward me. We think it's best if we part ways.
Just like that.
3 years.
Gone.
I packed my things in silence. No one stopped me. No one apologized. Marcus didn't even look up. But as I reached the door, I heard it again. Laughter. I was halfway home when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't pick up. Lena Voss. The voice was calm. Controlled. Yes. This is Daniel Hart from Hart Global Holdings. I stopped walking. Hart Global. The parent company. The one that owned everything. I reviewed your original report. My breath caught. The unedited version. Silence. Then, you were right. We met that evening. Private office. Top floor. Glass walls overlooking the city. Daniel Hart wasn't what I expected. No arrogance. No theatrics. Just quiet authority. They altered your data, he said, sliding a folder across the table. Inside. Printouts. Emails. Timestamps. Proof. My hands trembled as I flipped through them. I don't understand, I whispered. He leaned back slightly. I've been investigating that department for months. My chest tightened. Fraud, he said simply. And your report exposed it. I want you to come back, Daniel said. I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was impossible. They just fired me. I know. You think they'll just let me walk back in? He shook his head.
No.
A pause. Then, you won't be walking back in as an employee. My stomach dropped. You'll be walking in as their superior. It happened faster than I could process. Legal teams moved. Executives removed. Contracts terminated. By the next morning, everything had changed. And me? I was standing in front of a mirror, adjusting a blazer I never thought I'd wear. My reflection looked unfamiliar, stronger, sharper, dangerous. For the first time in a long time, I didn't look small. The office looked the same. Same desks,
Same walls.
same people. But the energy? Completely different. Whispers followed me as I walked in. Confusion.
Shock. Fear.
Marcus stood near the conference room. When he saw me, he frowned, then laughed. Did you forget something? I didn't answer. I kept walking, straight past him, into the conference room, and sat at the head of the table. The room filled slowly. One by one, they walked in, then froze, because I was already there, waiting. Marcus stepped in last. What's going on? He asked. The door closed behind him, and that's when I spoke. Sit down. No one moved at first, because they didn't understand. They couldn't. Not yet. I repeated calmly, sit down. Something in my voice changed the room. They felt it. The authority.
The certainty.
The end of something they thought would last forever. They sat. Even Marcus. I placed the folder on the table. The same one Daniel had given me. You've all been very busy, I said. No one spoke. Altering reports. Shifting numbers. Creating narratives. Marcus leaned back, forcing a smile. I think there's been some misunderstanding. No, I interrupted. There hasn't. I opened the folder and slid the documents across the table. Read. The confidence disappeared first, then the color from their faces. One by one, they flipped through the pages. Emails. Edits.
Proof.
Marcus stopped smiling. What is this? Someone whispered. This, I said quietly, is the truth you tried to bury. You set me up, I continued. No denial. No interruptions. Because now, they knew. I trusted this team, I said. And you turned me into your shield. Marcus leaned forward. We can explain. No, I said again. You can't. The door opened. Legal stepped in. HR followed. Not the same HR. Higher level. Colder. More precise. Marcus turned, confused. What is this? I stood. And for the first time, I looked him directly in the eye. This is accountability. It happened quickly. Badges deactivated. Access revoked. Names called. One by one, they were asked to leave.
Some argued.
Some begged. Some cried. Marcus? He stared at me, trying to understand, trying to find the version of me he thought he knew. He didn't find her, because she didn't exist anymore. He was the last to go. Of course he was. Lena, he said quietly, not mocking this time, not confident, just desperate. You don't have to do this. I tilted my head slightly. Don't I? You could have just talked to me, he said. I almost smiled. Talk. I stepped closer. You humiliated me in front of executives. You destroyed my work. You cost me my job. A pause. And now you want a conversation? This isn't revenge, I said calmly. It's consequence. His jaw tightened. You think you've won? I didn't answer immediately, because the truth was, this was never about winning. It was about balance. Security stepped forward. Marcus looked at them, then back at me. For a second,
I saw it.
the realization,
The shift.
the moment he understood. The power was gone. Goodbye, Marcus, I said. And this time, no one laughed. The office was quiet that evening. Different kind of quiet. Not tense. Not heavy. Just still. I stood by the window, looking out over the city. Same view Daniel had. Same height. Same perspective. But everything felt different. Power changes things. Not just around you. Inside you. I thought I'd feel satisfied. Victorious. But what I felt instead was clarity. They didn't destroy me. They revealed me. The team was rebuilt from scratch. Carefully. Intentionally. No egos. No politics. Just people who wanted to work. Who respected each other. Who listened. For the first time, The office felt like it should have from the beginning. People will underestimate you. They'll project. They'll mock what they don't understand. But the truth is, you don't need to prove them wrong immediately. Sometimes, you just need to wait. The same office,
The same desk.
but a different world. As I sat down that morning, I noticed something strange. No whispers. No laughter. No tension. Just respect. I opened my laptop,
Took a breath.
and for the first time, I smiled. Because the girl they laughed at, she didn't disappear.
She evolved.
And this time, no one would ever mistake her for weak again.